You are the reason we exist, and we very deeply, very spiritually, we fucking love you immensely. There's really honestly not a bunch of words that can be assembled to explain to you how much love we actually have for you. It's just not possible. Just know that you are greatly, greatly loved, man. We fucking love you. You motherfuckers allow us to feed our kids. Doing this for a living we are unbelievably blessed because of you. And we love you for it. We thank you. There's no way to express how thankful we are. Thank you, ninjas. We fucking love you. Juggalos and juggalettes standing behind us, you'll see the fine men and women, ninjas and ninjettes of Psychopathic Records. With a few noticeably missing ninjas, but they're still here at heart.
They couldn't make this. They're all doing other things right now.
But if we can begin, Shaggy, the notes. I gave you the notes.
No, this guy forgets so much shit. Bet you don't have pockets without it.
The notes. For real, you don't have the notes?
If I don't give a note, what's in the inside of a pocket?
Does anybody have the notes? Rob, the notes. Shaggy, the notes.
Your pockets, guys.
Somebody get the notes. Where's the
Somebody's holding out on the fucking notes.
Fuck the notes!
Oh! This guy had a mile of
There is no seminar without the fucking notes. And we have the notes. And there's a lot of notes. That's why there's 2 pages of notes.
Oh, shit.
And there's some pretty fucking controversial subjects in this year's seminar. Can everybody hear me? If you can't hear the words we're saying, make some noise. Can we turn it up?
I can't. Oh, shit.
Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
For those of you that didn't hear, the notes.
The notes.
Just in case. Where else can notes get a chant?
That chicken scratch you're looking at is my handwriting.
And that's his best attempt at handwriting.
And Shaggy somehow is the only other human being that can actually read my handwriting.
They're like hieroglyphics, you know what I'm saying? You gotta study them for years.
They look like ancient scribblings on a wall in King Tut's tomb, but it's actually my fucking 9th grade education handwriting. Yeah!
He'd be great at writing prescriptions.
We're gonna tell you guys a couple stories, all right? We got stories in this year's seminar. And I want to tell you guys these stories like the one I'm about to tell you because you're my brother and sister. And even though these stories might not have much to do with anything, when you get together with family, you exchange stories. So I'm going to tell you the first story of a recent happening in my life, which was very impactful. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that affects me to this day, and it will affect me for a long time to come. But it's also something that isn't very interesting at all. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting if it happens to you. And when I'm telling people this story one-on-one, I can normally look into their eyes and notice two things. Number one, they really don't give a fuck at all about what I'm telling them. The other thing I notice is they're not paying any attention at all because they really don't give a fuck about what I'm telling them.
So sit back, because this one's a whopper.
If you've ever been in a serious car accident, make some noise. Okay, after you survive that car accident, when you go to tell somebody about it, you might know what I'm talking about. They really don't give a fuck because car accident. That goes for all you ninjas standing up, I guess. No, I don't think I'm supposed to sit down. Appreciate it though. I think they're talking to the ninjas in the crowd, so the ninjas behind them.
I was about to say, if you sit down, I'm about to bust out the acoustic guitar. Make this story some real shit.
About 10 weeks ago, I was in a fucking brutal fucking car crash. A fucking head-on collision, and I don't know exactly how the fuck I was able to walk out of that shit. But what happened was, I got up mad early to take my kids to school, and so I drove to the house my kids are living at, which is Sugar Slam, where she lives, my ex, you know what I'm saying, but we're still very close forever, thank God, you know what I'm saying, she's one of my best friends, you know. But I drove there to take my kids to school, it's mad fucking early. I dropped the kids off at school, and I started heading back to my house, at which point, I'm fucking dozing off at the wheel. Has anybody ever done anything like that? Don't fucking play, alright? Because as I'm driving, I'm fucking dozing off and waking up, and I'm dozing off and waking up, and then I doze off, and when I wake up and open my eyes, I see a fucking Suburban probably 12 feet away coming right at me from the fucking, it's a 2-lane road, and I had drifted into the oncoming traffic, and right when I opened my eyes, the fucking truck was just about to slam into my truck, heading, you know, in opposite directions, about to fucking collide. And I remember actually screaming and trying to fucking yank the wheel over to get out of the way, and it was just too late. An impact, bang, and that vision of that fucking truck coming at me. And once again, I'm sorry, this isn't any noteworthy news, just sharing this fucking
Wait a
story.
second, it did make the notes though.
It is, I'm
So perhaps it is noteworthy.
that vision of this fucking truck about to hit me, and I'm doing probably 45 or 50, and I assume they're probably doing the same. That shit is now haunting, just like fucking a guy comes back from war and he has the memory that keeps fucking haunting him, you know what I'm saying, post-traumatic, whatever the fuck. The vision of that truck is forever fucking stamped in my brain. But anyway, we fucking collided, and the next thing I remember, I was encased in fucking airbags. Airbags from the steering wheel, airbags from the fucking ceiling, airbags from the armrest. I didn't know there were that many fucking airbags, but there was just airbags all around me, you know what I'm saying? And there was dust, mad dust everywhere. It was pretty fucking heavy, man. If you ever been involved in something like that, it's fucking horrifying, right? And there's dust and a funky smell, and I felt like I was in a padded room, just barely able to fit me, you know? And I went to open the fucking door, and it wouldn't open, and I started kicking the fucking door, and then I don't know if it was a patron or somebody, but somebody from the outside started yanking the door open, and I got out, and I ran right for the other car thinking I probably killed some people or something, right? And the ninja that I hit is just leaning against his total fucking Suburban, and he's just leaning like, And I'm like, where's the driver? He's like, I was the driver. I'm like, are you all right? He's like, I'm fine. He was totally cool, calm, and no sort of panic whatsoever. And I was happy to see that. But apparently when I hit that motherfucker, a third car hit my car from behind, and fucking 3 cars got totaled out of this accident, right? And the police come screaming up, and the fucking ambulance comes screaming up, and my leg, I have these what look like mosquito bites now, right? This little mark and shit, was basically mangled. But I was standing up, walking around, feeling jarred, I guess the word would be, you know, like fucking shook. But I didn't have any broken bones or anything. So when I went into the ambulance, I told the guy, I'm straight, I'm going home. And he said, no, you should go get checked out at the hospital. I said, I'm all good, I'm just gonna go home, you know? And so the police came and they took the breathalyzers from all 3 drivers and did all their fucking shit. And then the cop drove me home, right? And I got home, I lay down in bed, and probably 25 minutes later, my chest starts to hurt, you know? And I asked my friend, Straight Jacket, who was living in my basement, I said, bro, take me to the hospital so I can check this out. This is starting to hurt. And by the time we got to the fucking hospital, which is only 3 miles away, I couldn't fucking walk. The pain was fucking epic. It was unfucking real. They had to carry me out of the car. And listen, this is where it gets real fucking bitch-like, all right? Because I was screaming and crying, and it was just unfucking real. And I'm sharing a very personal, very real situation with you guys, man. I thought that I destroyed myself. I figured I probably ruined all my ribs and my fucking bones are sticking into my kidneys or whatever the fuck is going on in here. And I was walking around after the crash because I was in shock, right? And when it started to come down, I started to feel it. And by the time they're checking me into the fucking hospital, I'm fucking screaming and crying, all right? Now here's the fucking problem. And this is what's so fucked up about this fucking country, right? I didn't have an ID on me, okay? And I had several, these aren't cuts. They were fucking punctures, like shit that fucking stabbed me, right? I had several stab things everywhere. And they're not gonna give me any pain medication because they don't know if I'm a fucking drug fiend who literally stabbed himself to get, you understand what I'm saying? This is what happens in this fucking country. Motherfuckers, I'm not kidding, man. Motherfuckers are so addicted to drugs that they will fucking break their fucking arm to go get a fix, man. Like, I'm laying there 3 hours screaming and crying, and they're not giving me anything for pain because I came in off the street instead of coming in on an ambulance. You get what I'm saying? So they're like, we don't know if you were ever even in a crash. We don't know who you are. We don't know anything about you. And you're in here trying to get pain medicine. You could be a total fucking junkie faking the funk about everything you're saying. And I was screaming and cussing. At the same time, I'm apologizing to anybody that can hear me. I said, if you can hear me, I'm sorry. I can't stop. It's so fucking painful. And they said, all you have to do is piss, and we can check your piss and make sure you're not a fucking dope fiend, right? But my fucking insides and my ribs were so fucked, I could not push to piss. You hear what I'm saying? Do men understand what I'm talking about? When you piss, you just push a little bit and you piss. I could not do that, so I could not give them the fucking urine to check my shit and know I'm not a junkie. So for 3 fucking hours, it was just horrific. Finally, they had to give me a, what's it called, a catheter?
Catheter.
Who knows what you did? That is when they stick a fucking straw up your dick hole so that you piss through the, I'm kidding, man. I told that lady, I said, go ahead because nothing can hurt worse than this hurts right now. I was fucking wrong. Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh, man, that was just fucking epic. But
But have you had your prostate checked?
I did this year.
Oh, so you know.
That's a whole nother story I won't tell.
Yo, it's like being raped by a midget. Straight up, it's the worst.
But yeah, they checked my piss and finally they could see that I wasn't a dope fiend, so they finally started treating me like a regular human, you know what I'm saying? And gave me the pain meds and everything. And it's just so fucking awful of a thought to think that, man. Like, that motherfuckers are stabbing themselves or would do something like that because they're so dope sick that they're fucking willing to do some shit like that. It's just mind-blowing to me, man. But that was a fucking very traumatic fucking experience for me, and I'm still haunted by it because I bruised all my ribs, and once that pain went away, there's other pain that something in my guts was yoked so hard by the fucking crash that I got 4 different tests lined up for when I get home from here, including some shit I don't even want to fathom how they're gonna do.
But you know they're gonna put another finger up your butt, right?
That's anything but that, or the fucking.
I guarantee you they're gonna do that shit, dog. But just prepare that anus piece. That's all I'm saying.
As long as nothing's going in my dick or my butt, I'm not afraid of nothing.
Not only are they gonna stick a finger up your ass, they're gonna give you another catheter at the same time. That's when you take the piss test, so they will give you pain medicine beforehand.
But yeah, I'm happy. You know, I know now that I'm blessed to have survived, and I sent my boy Scotty D at Fago Lovers a photo of the fucking truck I was driving, which was fucking mangled. And man, I just know that in the end of it all, I'm incredibly blessed because I'm fucking right here, able to do what I do, and I'm fucking. At the end, it's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, car accidents are fucking the #1 cause of death in this country, you know? And when you survive something like that, when you're telling people about it, they're just like, yeah, whatever, you're all right, that's what counts. And the rest is just fucking yada, 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 you know what I'm saying? Probably like you guys are feeling right now, like shut the fuck up, get to the next note. But if you know somebody's been in something like that, that shit's very, you know, monumental to that person, man. People go flying out of windshields and all kind of shit. Don't fucking fall asleep at the wheel, man. Whatever you do, don't risk your fucking life like that, man. Especially if you got kids and they're in the back of the truck. Man, you're a fucking fool for that shit, man. You're a fool in any way, shape, or form if you fall asleep at the wheel and you continue to drive. And that's what I learned of it all. And it was just an awful fucking experience. And it also cost us the 17 tour, the fucking parental advisory tour. I don't know if you guys know what that is. We have supposed to have been on tour either now or a month ago or leaving after the gathering. All of that was put on hold because we didn't understand what the fuck was wrong with me, you know what I'm saying? So, very epic thing nobody knew about. I wanted to share that experience with you guys and put you up on what's been happening, you know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for hearing me out, man. It was a fucking trying thing, you know what I'm saying? Real fucking serious shit, man.